Hi everyone, my name is Mats and this is Michael, and we founded Swimrun in 2006.
And now we're about to embark on our 17th season together, and we sincerely hope that we together can put on a fantastic season of swimrun where we can show that swimrun is a sport to be. We realized during the pandemic that putting on an online briefing was great. It gives you the chance to watch it and focus on what we say at your own time. Please watch it to the end, because there's many new things for this season, even if you have raced with us before. I will now go through some general directions, and Mats will later go through race-specific information. 5 days before each race weekend, you will receive a final racer newsletter in your email. Make sure you read it. On the Tuesday before the race weekend, there will always be a Facebook Live questions and answer session. If you have any questions, please go into our Facebook Live and ask the questions that you have, and you will find out whatever other information we are talking about at the moment. Our Facebook handle is facebook.com/ÖTILLÖ race. At the race Bib Distribution, there will always be a race director available for questions. 15 minutes before the start of each race, we will do a short briefing about the specifics of that race and the specifics of the day. Things might change from one day to another, so we have to adapt. If for some reason you or your friends or family plan to come to the race and you're sick, please stay at home and don't travel. We still have to be aware of the COVID-19 situation, even though it doesn't seem like we'll have any restrictions this year. At the race Bib Distribution, we want you to come at the allotted time. In the schedule on the website, it's clearly marked at what time you should be there. Please come at the front end of that time and not at the back end, so we create a huge queue. Make sure that you have your start number. It makes your process so much easier. Your start number you can find in the start list on the website. Make sure you also have all the necessary documentation, one being your ID and whatever other specifics that might be specified in the FAQs of the race. If you're racing in a team, you have to bring your partner. You can't come and pick up your race bib without your partner. It will be possible to enter all races on the same day as the race bib distribution. The time for registering or entering the race on site will be at the same time as the race bib distribution is open. So just come if you have a friend that wants to race. Just remember that the price for the on-site entry is higher than the late fee. So all the prizes or all the costs for the race you can find on our website again. Most of the information is on the website. As we now are doing the majority races, or all of the races except for the Alza City race, in one day, we have updated how we will define you from each other. So there will be new race bib colors and new cap colors. That means that all World Series racers will have a red race bib and a red cap. All sprint distance racers will have orange bibs and orange caps. And all experience distance racers will have purple bibs and purple caps. If you are racing solo, you have yellow details on the distance, being yellow details on red, orange, or purple. And you will have a yellow swim cap. So it's very easy for us to see who is in what distance. In our work to try to be more sustainable, we want to reuse the bibs and the timing chip. So we ask you to please, at the finish line, give us back the race bibs and the timing chips. Regarding bag drops at the races, there will be a bag drop defined. We ask you not to leave all your luggage if you're traveling there, just the bag that you might need before or after the race. The bag drop area will be written in the final racer information as well. Please try not to leave your family jewels there. The bag drop is not always guarded, and we would hate for you to lose that. When we have a time for the start, all the start times are specified in the schedule, and we will have on-time starts. So make sure you're there, that your partner's there if you're racing in a team, and that you have all the right equipment. We will be doing mandatory gear checks, and if you don't have the mandatory gear, Mats will tell you more about this later, you will not be able to start. And that is for every distance. At the energy stations, there is food and drink. This year we have started working with Morten, and the energy, the sports drink that you will have at the energy stations will be Morten. On the website for your specific race, there's a list of what you will find at the specific energy stations. At the energy station, you will need to have a collapsible cup or a soft flask, because we will no longer have single-use cups. We started this before the pandemic, and now we can go back to doing the right thing. At the energy stations, we will also have recycle bins, plastic bins, paper bins, and food bins. Please try to put whatever garbage you have in the right bin. It will help everyone. And of course, no garbage is allowed to be thrown on the ground. Not during the race course and not at the energy stations. You put your garbage in the bins. Even if you're first. We will disqualify you if we see you that you're throwing garbage on the ground on purpose. At the finish line, we want you to keep moving through the finish line. So you return your bib and your chip, and then you go collect your bags and so on and so forth. In the schedule, you will also find the time for the prize giving. Finally, we can have prize givings again. So check out what time the prize giving is. Go to the prize giving and make sure that you honor the people who are on the podium. And if you are one of those that are on the podium, try to be there on time, because we all want to honor you. Anyhow, I personally wish you all a fantastic season, and Mats will continue with everything that's race specific.
As Michael said, I will go through how to race. And as a race, you have to come prepared for the race. You need to understand the rules. You need to understand what kind of course you have entered to. You need to read all necessary information that are on the web page. And this will help you perform better. And as ÖTILLÖ takes place in nature, we have weather, we have different type of natures on all our courses. And therefore it's very important to look what kind of swims are there. Is it lakes, water temperature, are there waves, tides, currents? This will help you to perform the best possible way in the swims. And for the land, is the running on slippery rocks, is it muddy trails, or is it paved roads? And that also helps you to choose the right equipment. And also check the weather and the temperatures in the air and in the water to dress correctly. Because overheating or being too cold, then you won't perform at your best. The courses, they are all marked, and you have to follow the course. And on land, we have signs, flags and ribbons. And ribbons, they look like this, and they hang in trees and on branches and wherever we can find a place to put them up. On some places there are no trees or anything to put up the ribbons. Then we have flags, mostly on rocky islands here in the Swedish archipelago or on the fields in Isles of Scilly. And we also have signs. We have signs like this when all 3 courses are on the same loop. As Michael said, we have all races on the same day. And on the intersections we have designed so every intersection World Series have to turn left here, then it's a red sign, and that's the same color as on your bib. And we have the same for experience and for sprint. So you follow your own color. And for the swim sections, at the entry we have a swim section sign pointing you in the direction you're supposed to swim. And on the exit there is an orange beach flag. And on some swims there are buoys as well. And we have orange buoys. They will help you to see where the exit is. And you can swim on either side of an orange buoy. If we have a green and red buoy, they're always together. You have to swim in between them. This way you will not lose your way on the course, but you have to pay attention. On some roads, for example, where it's obvious, we don't have that many signs. But if it's very difficult, we have a lot of signs. And on all turns we always have an arrow pointing you in the right direction. So when you collect your race kit, you will get the swim cap, race bib and a timing chip. The timing chip, you have a Velcro band that you put on your right ankle. And it's 1 per person if you're racing in a team. And the race bib, it always have to be on the outside. On some races it's really warm and you have to take down your wetsuit. You take off your race bib, put down the wetsuit and then put on the race bib again. And the swim caps has to be worn on all swims. And on some races it's very cold in the water, and then you maybe have a neoprene cap. Then you have your swim cap on top of that. Apart from the race kit that you receive from the organization, you need to bring your own mandatory gear, and this is for your own sake. You need to have 1 pressure bandage, and if you're racing in a team, it's enough with 1 per team. 1 whistle, and that's 1 whistle per person, and it has to be easy accessible on the swims, so you can get attention if you need help. And for the energy station, if you want to have a drink, you need to bring a collapsible cup. And this is mandatory. Everyone has to bring this with you. If you race in a team, you always have to stay together. And it's not allowed to have any external support. The only support you get is from the organization on the energy stations. And if there are intersections that they point you in the right way. But the family and friends are of course welcome to cheer you on the courses. And we always have nice map on the web page so everyone can see where the best spectator spots are. On the courses we also have cutoffs, and they are clearly described on the web page. And the cutoffs we are strict about them, and they are for us being able to put on a safe race for every racer. And then if you abandon a race, please inform our staff as soon as possible. Either you go back to the finish line on your own, or we organize the transport for you. And at the finish line you return your timing chip and your race bib. And along the course we have a safety. We have volunteers that have a yellow vest saying staff vest on them. We have safety boats. We have medic teams that have pink vests. And if there is another racer that needs help, you need to help them. We all take care of each other racing in swimrun. And now Michael and I have gone through everything, but everything is on the website as well. So I wish you all very good luck and have fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye.